Good morning. This is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, May 18th, 2026. We are demoing a new format to the Fire Potential Briefing again today and looking for your feedback. So please leave any comments on with your thoughts on the duration of the briefing, the order, and the size of some of the images. We want to make sure they're not too small to see on the screens you guys are looking at. We're also thinking of creating a fuels briefing once a week. So we would take out some of the fuels information that we'd normally include in this briefing and put it along with other information into a briefing once a week that goes into a little bit of a deeper dive on fuels. All right, have a great day. Thanks. Fire potential headlines for Monday, May 18th include cool and windy conditions today with showers in the east, gradual warming and drying through midweek, and wind again on Thursday. As far as fuels go, the fuels in the east did see a respite with the recent precip, while fuels in the west are still dry. Fire potential impacts for the next few days show breezy north winds in place across the central Great Basin today. These winds are on the cooler side but are dry, and then some showers across the eastern part of the area. Drier conditions start to move in on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we'll see some breezy winds along the Snake River Plain with some light showers returning to the north. Yesterday we did see a few showers across the area, especially over the northern Utah mountains, where we saw some precip totals up to maybe a quarter of an inch or a little bit more here locally. And then some precip over southern Utah as well, and then central Nevada. Idaho stayed dry, and we did see some thunderstorms embedded with some of these showers. Great Basin fire activity for the past 3 days showed 9 new fires for just over 600 acres, most of that happening on a couple of these fires in southwest Idaho. For our ERCs over southwest Idaho, even though temperatures were on the cooler side, things have been very dry up there, so the ERCs are near records for the time of year and will hover right around that area through the week. Further south over the Dixie, some cooler temperatures and precipitation both yesterday and expected today will drop ERCs back down to near normal. The next 6 days of upper level pattern are shown here. For today, we have that low that moved through the Great Basin this week, still impacting eastern parts of the area with some showers this morning. Tomorrow, that low will exit off to the east, and we'll see cool northerly flow continuing across the area. And then on Wednesday, another low moving into the northern Rockies will bring some light showers to the north. On Thursday, that low drops further south into the Great Basin. This won't be as cold, certainly, or bring as much precip as the last low that we had, but will bring some increased northerly flow. And then on Friday, generally drier conditions will return to much of the area. And then on Saturday, warm and dry conditions really build into the Great Basin. A closer look at the wind in RH here does show those strong northerly winds today, mainly across the central part of the Great Basin. Winds will also be gusty over central and eastern Utah, but we do expect to see higher relative humidities and some showers in those areas today, so not as big of a concern there. Tuesday and Wednesday, winds lighten up quite a bit. The RHs still stay really low over Nevada with single digits expected over the southern part of the state there. For the second half of the week, on Thursday, we see winds pick up once again. These are northerly winds, and they will be dry over Nevada. On Friday, the winds lighten up a bit as the low moves through, and then lighter winds on Saturday as the high starts to build in. Warm temperatures and low relative humidities will really be the story of mainly across western Nevada. Note on the temperatures for today does show some pretty cool values in place over the eastern half of the Great Basin, with highs mostly in the 50s, warmer conditions in the east, and minimum temperatures overnight will still see us close to freezing in many areas. Precipitation for the next 6 days shows some lingering precip this morning and into today over eastern Utah and western Wyoming, with decreasing precipitation tomorrow. Generally dry on Wednesday, but maybe some showers moving into the north. On Thursday, we'll see the showers move a little bit further south into northeast Utah with that next low, and then clearing Friday into the weekend. To sum it all up, the 7-day significant fire potential outlook shows a lot of green today and tomorrow behind the cool higher relative humidity conditions with that low. And then as we head into midweek, we'll see some more yellows starting to pop up, especially over the lower elevations of southern Idaho and western Nevada, where conditions have been drier. And then we'll start to see some browns returning to the south as well, as we see dry conditions and warmer temperatures move in for the weekend. The extended outlook for May 23rd through 27th puts us in above normal temperatures region-wide and below normal precipitation for Idaho and Nevada. Looking at Utah, maybe there's a chance we'll see some better precip moving into the southern and southeast parts of the state. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Wednesday for the latest